Did you notice something? In a setting, someone introduces themselves. I am a pilot. Suddenly, everyone's gaze changes. But if the same person said, I am an accountant, no one would applaud. So why is that? Are pilots, doctors, engineers really more charismatic, or is our brain playing a little trick on us? Now, let's look at this. Because scientists have been researching this for years, why do some professions seem more attractive to people? And the interesting part is this. The answer is not just money. When our brain evaluates a person, it looks at two things: the likelihood of survival and the likelihood of problem solving. So the primitive part of the brain asks, will this person be useful to me in a difficult situation? When seeing a doctor, okay, they can save me if I get sick. When seeing a pilot, this person carries hundreds of people in the sky. When seeing an engineer, this one probably builds bridges, constructs buildings, solves things. When the brain sees these, it assigns a mathematical value score to that person. So, actually, the charisma of many professions comes not from the paycheck, but from the sense of security the brain provides. But it doesn't end there. Research shows that people find those with hard-to-learn skills more impressive, because our brain tends to value things that require effort. For example, becoming a doctor requires years of education. Becoming a pilot requires thousands of hours of flight. That's why the brain thinks if they succeeded in something so difficult, they can probably succeed in these areas too. So sometimes people admire not the profession itself, but the discipline it represents. So, is this situation new? No? Our ancestors had it too, but back then there were no professions. So, no one would say, hello, I am a senior mammoth expert. Thousands of years ago, charismatic people were the best hunters, the best drivers, the best warriors, and those who protected the tribe. Because at that time, status meant an increased chance of survival. Today, the attention a doctor receives was given to a successful mammoth hunter back then. So, our brain hasn't changed much. The airplane replaced the mammoth. The computer replaced the spear, but the way the brain works has always remained the same. However, there is an important detail here. People may admire a profession for the first few minutes, but in the long run, the brain looks at other things: empathy, trust, kindness. Because after a while, the title stops speaking and people start speaking. So remember, the charisma of your profession can open doors for you. But what keeps you inside is the charisma of your mind. Because in the end, people remember not what you did, but how you made them feel.